Hi everyone, welcome back to Plum Mashable. So as I promised on Wednesday, I'm going to give you a little bit more of an in-depth look into the We Are Memory Keepers bookbinding tool. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to use it and also give you a bit of a look at one of the new Mumsy Bub A5 Traveler's Notebook covers. So if you want to see all of that, then just keep watching. Okay, so let's have a good look at this bookbinding tool to begin with. So I gave a very quick look at it on Wednesday, but just to be able to give you a lot more look at it. So I got this from Trish at Hobby Hoppers. I saw it ages ago and she managed to find it for me. She does now stock it in her store as well. I'll put the link down below for you so you can check it out. It's only $39 and the amount of time it saves me is just insane. So it comes with, the actual bookbinding tool itself comes with 4 parts if you include these as 2. So you have your actual guide. This is pretty thick. It's not solid plastic, but it feels a lot heavier than like that. It's not completely hollow on the inside there. And it's got little rubber feet on the bottom, so it doesn't slide around your desk, which is great. You've then got a ruler tool sort of thing. This has all the different holes that match up with both this one, so the actual sort of the single binding or the multiple ones. And you can use it either way. So you can use it that way to do the single ones, which is what I use, or you can use it this way to do the sort of crisscrossy version of it. Then you've got your little screws, and they screw into either one. So whichever one you're using, this is going to fit in really, really nicely. The other things it comes with is your little piercer, which is what you use to go through here. That's what's in here. There's a little piece of foam or something under there so that you don't hit the bottom of the plastic. I knew it wasn't empty in there. Whoops. Then you also get a little packet with some wax covered string, 2 different needles. You've got a thin, or actually it's kind of thick, kind of straight one, and then you've got a curved one as well. That's really good for getting up and around if you're doing the I'll show you sort of what I mean when I say round the. So if you're doing it sort of round and round the actual spine of the book as opposed to going through the middle, that's sort of what I'm doing with that one. I'm just halfway through it. But I like to use this slightly smaller needle. This is just a sewing needle. It's no different to this one except it's a little bit less thick. Like it doesn't make such a wide hole, which is why I like it more. And I tend to use, if I don't drop it all over the place, I tend to use a slightly thinner string as well. This is a multimedia string. This is just Gutermann. It's from Spotlight. It cost me like $5 and it's just so much of it. I reckon I've made probably 8 or 9 books and I swear I'm nowhere near even close to being like not even made a dent. So what we're going to be doing for today, we're going to be making a insert for my new Mumsy Bub A5 TN. This one's called Fire and Ice and I love the colour. So gorgeous. We'll have a quick look at that before we go walking into the actual making of the notebooks. So to start off with, you've got 2 wave-shaped pockets on the left. One of these has a little clear pocket so you can put a photo, you can put your driver's license if you wanted, whatever you like, and then you've got your little card holders here as well. These are slightly deeper, so just to give you an indication. I'm going to get my ruler out, that'll be much smarter. They go all the way down. That's going to give you a pocket like of 7 centimeters, and that one's going to go the right way, that helps. That one's going to give you 8.5, so it's a pretty thick pocket. You've then got the same wave pattern on the other side, but one big one, so really good to put in bigger pieces of paper. You can fold stuff over. You've got your strings. We've got 4 of them on this one. You can tighten these if you feel they're a bit loose. I actually think they are a little on the loose side, so I might tighten these up later. You've got your loop on the outside and you've got your decorating kind of loops on the outside. This one has a pen loop on it as well. I haven't had one with a pen loop before, so I thought I'd try it and see what I thought. But when I got this, the first thing I thought of was it's one of those ones that'd be really great to keep in the house. And I know I don't know how many TNs I've got now. I have absolutely no idea. But I have a couple that travel with me. This one I thought would be a great one to have at home as sort of like an address book. And I say an address book because it's not actually an address book. It's not going to keep anybody's addresses at all. It's going to keep people's phone numbers, emails, and sort of work details. I have so many phone numbers in my phone that I don't use that are sort of from 3 or 4 years ago, and you don't know if you need them anymore, but you don't want to delete them, but you don't ever use them. So I'm going to put them all in these little books so that I don't have to think about it anymore. So these are the covers are from the Whisper collection from Kaisercraft, which is a January release. And the insides are just ones that Ryan's made up for me just on the printer, like on the computer, and printed them out. Just got name, company, phone, email, and other. So I can put the name, where they work, their phone number, their email, and any other notes that might be pertinent to what I need or why I might have had them in my phone. So I've already done one. I'll show you guys how to do the second one. So these are just 5 pages. So Ryan's printed them out for me already. Now because they are A5, when you fold this over, I'm just going to show you. Got to fold them all over anyway. You can score these if you want to. I just honestly find it just as easy to do this, so that's what I do. So if you grab this and you put it in, you're going to see what I mean. It fits, it's just a little tight. So if you wanted to, you could leave this exactly the way it is, and it really wouldn't make too much of a difference. Like, it's going to be a little bit tight on either side. But all I've done is just trimmed off a little bit on the bottom and the top. So I'm going to go ahead and fold these over and sort of start the basis of my book, and then we can trim them up. Okay, so I've got all of these folded up now, so I'm just going to put them sort of all in their little thing, and then we're going to trim them a little bit. So I find it easier to trim them once they're all together. You can do it once you've already put the holes in if you wanted to, but I just like to get it out of the way. So I'm just going to grab my paper trimmer. Got bits of the one I made before. So I'm just going to trim off just a little bit off the top and the bottom. I made a little bit of a mistake with the one I did earlier and trimmed off a little too much, but this one I will do right. You can also trim off the edge if you want it all to be like a flush finish as opposed to the sort of that kind of way. Actually, let's just do that so that it looks nicer. It's not going to match the other one, but that's all right. Then we're going to grab another piece of paper. So this is another one from the Whisper collection just because it matches. I'm going to cut off the bottom. So it's just cutting off that strip at the bottom that always has the quote or whatever it happens to be. I always keep those because I find them useful elsewhere. And then I'm just going to mark out, I'm going to put the book back sort of in here. Doesn't really matter if it's open or closed. And I'm just going to allow for a little bit on the bottom and the top, and I'm just going to mark it with a pencil. Not being particularly careful with it, I know sort of roughly what I want to do, and if it is a little too high you can always fix it afterwards. I'm just going to cut that off, and then we have our cover. So we're going to fold this one over as well. Can cut the excess off just as easily one way than the other. I'm just folding that over. Can't get it to quite go where I want it to go. So for the cover, I always just put a bit of like an actual score kind of thing. So I'm just using my ruler. Just gives me that nicer edge. And then you sort of starting to get an idea of where this is going. So I have got a little bit of excess. I'm actually going to leave it. I think it looks good having a slight excess on the cover, and then it's the same size as the one I've already done. So then what you want to do is put the cover down in this sort of top one, and you'll feel where that natural sitting space is. And then you do the same thing with your inserts. If you do have any fluffy bits on the top, now is the time to get rid of them. And then you grab your, I don't know what you call it, the bit that you screw in. And I'm just screwing them in really loosely, just enough that it holds in place, because I like to wiggle this around a little bit. So it's just loose. So I just want to wiggle the pages down a little, because they're not quite sitting straight. This is holding it all in place, but it's not like super tight or anything. And then I want to pull this down just a little, because now my holes are even. So once that's done, then you screw it down, and now it's not going anywhere. That's stuck. then you want to grab your little piercer, as I like to call it, and you can do these as many as you like. You can do it every single hole, or you can do it every second hole, or you can do it every third hole, whatever you like. I've found that the best way to do it is doing it every second one, so I just do it the ones that have the black circle. This is what I mean when it saves me so much time. There's no more measuring out, there's no more pencil marks. It's just bang, bang, all the way down. And that's seriously as easy as that is. So when I pull this out, perfect holes all the way through, straight down the spine, no more wandering off. That one's not exactly perfect, I'm going to be admitting that, but that was me. I was trying to do it fast as opposed to doing it right. So then you just grab your string. You can use the one that comes in the kit if you like. Like I said, I just don't like the waxy. I think that feels a bit funny. So just threading my needle. So I just do it as like a one loop. So there's just 2 bits of string. I don't tie this off. It just stays loose. Always keep a bit of washi tape around, which I thought I had. What did I do with it? And I just use the washi tape just to keep it in place while I'm sort of sewing. So just grab a little bit and just put that down. Just put it on your back of your hand just to make it not quite so sticky. And that way it doesn't damage the paper. So then it's time to start actually sewing. So you grab your needle, make sure you've got the thread even, make sure it's all lined up, and then always start in the middle, and then it's just a matter of going back and forth, back and forth. So I put the first bit in, leave yourself a fair amount on the end, which is what we're going to stick down with that washi tape, and that's then how you're going to tie it off at the end. And then it's just a matter of going back and forth all the way to the bottom. And don't stress too much if you get a knot. That's really easy. You just sort of put your needle in there, wiggle it around, and it'll come out. And don't stress too much either if it moves from here, because you're just doing overs and unders. It's really easy to even that back out again, or pull out more if you want to. So once you get to the end, I like to give it a good tug just to make sure that that's all tight, and then you're going to go back up. So you just seriously go back in the same holes you've just been going down. Whoops. I do that more often than you'd think. And this time it'll feel a little bit more like there needs to be more room. When you're doing that the first time, it feels like the needle is too small. That's because it actually is too small. You're allowing the room for this to go up twice. There you go. So you just continue that the whole way up. Going up and down, you're going to notice that you're completely covered on one side but not covered on the other. What you need to do is go back in, so that finishes it off, and then you come back round again, and this is then where you tie it off. So just cut off that halfway up, and remove that washi tape. This is where you guys are going to get to see Ryan's finger. So I just run it through my fingers a little bit just to give it so they're sticking together. Tie it once, get a friend, family member, or generally other person around that's trying to help to give you a hand, or a finger in this case. And you just tie that off, and you trim off the excess. And it's as simple as that. You now have a pretty good, I say pretty good because I have missed the spine just a little bit, but that's the first time I've ever missed the spine using this tool. And I've now made, oh, I don't know, 8, maybe 9 of these little travelers insert books. To go in, I was using, this is how I did the ones for my craft planner. It's how I've been doing ones for, what was the other one that I made up? I made, oh, my Smash book. I've been using the same thing in there. So then all you do is just put it in there. Like I said, I'm going to tighten these up. But that now looks flippin' awesome. And obviously I still need to decorate it and make it look like a little bit prettier. But that collection looks beautiful in the fire and ice. The notebooks are the same size because I did the same height, and they're the same width, as in they're the same, this bit, whatever that, yeah, width, we'll go width, because I did just use the 30 by 30, so they're definitely the same width as well. But that's it, really, really simple, and this tool is seriously the godsend. It's, you guys know how many times I've done a We Are Memory Keepers tool and it's disappointed me in one way or the other. The Stitch Happy was kind of what this was meant for, which was the sewing machine. This is so much easier, so much less complicated, and just, I can't take this on planes or anything because I'm pretty sure that's not allowed, but I can do this anywhere, whereas my sewing machine, obviously I can't take that anywhere. This is just so simple. If I do want to make up a notebook on the go for a traveler's notebook, haha, it's really easy to do. So that is my little address book using the Mumsy Bub TN. These ones, the new A5 ones, are now available on the website, so I'll link it down below for you. Don't forget to use my code to get 5% off any of them. That now means that there are 3 Mumsy and Bub sizes you can get in the TNs, and so many different colours. So this one is the A6, this one is the B6, and this one is the A5. There is now a TN for absolutely everybody, so make sure you go and check them out if you are interested in TNs. They feel awesome in the hand too. And the good thing is, like, these inserts were seriously just something that Ryan made on his computer. You can jump on Etsy and download these and just print them out on normal copy paper. It doesn't have to be fancy. You can make yourself an address book in a couple of hours. It's so simple. So that is it for today's video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Please give it a thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Don't forget to be subscribed to my channel and make sure you follow me on all of my social medias. Don't forget to go and check out Hobby Hoppers too if you are interested in this one. Don't forget I've got a giveaway for $50 voucher to be used at Hobby Hoppers at the moment, so make sure you go and check them out, and also go and check out Mumsy and Bub's TNs because they're absolutely gorgeous. Hope you guys have an absolutely fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Sending lots of huggles. Bye!